your gut is like your second brain. The next place that you can find neurons is your gut. We've used AI to help you understand and help create personalized solution that will work understanding your lifestyle, your symptoms. AI from the get-go of the business. So even in terms of our drug development, AI is used to synthesize the right type of proteins towards drug discovery.
We're absolutely thrilled to welcome you to the 18th podcast episode of Let's Talk. A heartfelt thank you to our new followers for your support and encouragement. Our podcast is not just another conversation, it's a deep dive into the inspiring stories of our guests. If you're here to aspire success in your career, you have come to the right place. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to our channel. Without further ado, let's get started. It's Let's Talk and I'm your host Aisha. Today with us, we are joined by Ms. Jayavardhini Sathiyamurthy, the founder CEO of Thirdbiome. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
She has a healthcare startup reimagining gut health through microbiome science and AI. With a background in biomedicine and international business, she's led global projects, digital transformations in healthcare, and even invented a reverse vending machine that gives essential instead of coupons. She's a true example of science meeting innovation and passion meeting purpose.
So, let's start with your journey. How did Thirdbiome come to life and what inspired you to turn microbiome science into a real-world wellness solution?
And thank you, Aisha. Thank you for having me, and it's really great to be here and be part of the amazing podcast and people who are listening to it as well. And to start with, the genesis of Thirdbiome was born starts from I've always been in the health tech space. So after my undergraduation in biomedicine sciences in the UK, I had the opportunity to work with great researchers and people who were redefining landscape. And at the current landscape we are at, a lot of our metabolic disorders, our health has come to a place where AI is in the all-time high. But over the few years, life expectancy has actually decreased than increased. It kind of is becoming counterproductive. So in those terms, when you thought about what is the major precursor, and all of it comes down to prevention, and that prevention at the heart of it is microbiome, because 4 out of 5 metabolic disorders that happens to your body arises because of your microbiome imbalances. The tiniest microorganisms are so mighty that they can create big differences. So just within your thumb, you have more than the entire population of UK in the thumb. So that's how many microbes are there. So 38 trillions of microbiomes in our body, much more than the cells. And they are the reasons for everything, how you feel, how you process information. So when we came to this, we were able to understand for anything to start, you have to get to the heart and core of the problem. And here the core of prevention lies understanding the microbiome science. And in our for me, I would like to look at it in a sense of microbiome is kind of a gift to God. So the very first minute, a baby is born into the world, even before it comes out of it, the God's first gift to a life is microbiome. So that's how important microbiome is. And for a problem this big of a size, there's only been a few solutions. It's always been the prebiotic and probiotic, which is filled with guesswork. And nobody was thinking about reverse engineering and getting to what if we reimagine of instead of giving it another set of live bacteria, why don't we get to understanding the byproduct in terms of the end result. So that's where the concept of postbiotics came to play. And we are the first company in India and in Asia to launch patented postbiotic metabolite, and we're also the first in the world to introduce postbiotic microencapsulated tributane in sachet. So that's kind of the genesis of Thirdbiome. And at Thirdbiome, our ethos and our mission is for giving our consumers and the power to truly understand your body. For the longest time, healthcare solutions have always been sold to us and never from us. And it's high time it changes. From made in India, we are now make in India, a global concept right here from a company born in Tamil Nadu. And we are proud of that.
That's really amazing, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thirdbiome sounds like a revolution in gut health. For those hearing this for the first time, what exactly are postbiotics and why are they becoming the next big thing in healthcare?
So exactly. So over the recent time, just to put in a very simple words, so there are 300 million people in India who have diabetes. It's going to be the number one capital. India is going to be the number one capital when it comes to diabetes. And 3 in 5 people are obese, and 4 in 5 women experience hormonal disorders. It could be PCOD, PCOS. And when we look at all of these problems, these are kind of the starting point for the development of major diseases. And this starts, it starts like with weight gain, it starts with insulin resistance, that later gets into diabetic and cholesterol, which then gets to cardiac. But reverse engineering the process is where we were able to understand that your gut is very important, because it's also the place where your microbiome is a combination of bacteria, fungi, everything. It's as essential for you living. So just like your thumbprint, your microbiome is also very distinctive. It differs from each individual, and 70% of your immunity is actually formed in your gut. And when we think about like happy hormones, it's actually produced in the gut more so. The dopamine and serotonin, the 70% of serotonin is produced by the gut. So your gut plays a major role, because of in 4 out of 5 diseases is also originated because of your microbiome imbalance. So how we look at this, in the next pandemic will not arise because of Wuhan and bat caves. It will come because of your microbiome imbalances, because of those tiny microbes. So for this problem, the solution that we currently have, we were discussing about, is the prebiotic and probiotic. And people really don't understand what a prebiotic or a probiotic is. Basically, for most of us, when we think about gut, it's something to do with the gastrointestinal disorders. If you have a dysentery or something of that sort, that's all that we really think gut is about. But it's much more than that. That's kind of the center core for your well-being. So that's how postbiotic came into play, because what's happening is whenever you try to supply prebiotics or probiotics, you're essentially giving the bacteria a source for it to produce a end product. So what we've done is, why don't we give the body the end product directly? Like for example, if you're growing a plant, you grow a plant because you want a fruit out of it or you want a flower out of it. But for you to grow a plant, there's a lot of things that goes behind it. You have to find the right seed, the right fertilizer, and make sure the conditions are very optimum. And then again, it's a guesswork. You don't know if the end fruit or the flower is going to be the best. The fruit might be, it could be damaged, it could be anything. But this is where postbiotic comes into place. This is taking the guesswork out of the system and giving you the end product, which is postbiotic. That's how Thirdbiome was born. And postbiotic is nothing but the SCAFA, which is the metabolite that is needed for your microbiome. So it's the energy source of your microbiome. It's like how we need oxygen to thrive. Our energy source for the gut in the colonocytes is the butyrate. And that's where postbiotic is able to come into play and giving the end product the result directly.
People often say, I can feel it in my gut. How does gut health actually predict or reflect emotional cues like toxic work environment or relationships?
So, the praise when we keep talking about I feel it in my gut, like my gut is saying, because your gut can actually, synthesize. And there's two things, when we say predict is, there's cognitive ability. That's when we talk about prediction in terms of decision making, but the gut really doesn't help you in decision making. But what it helps in, it is responsible for the hormones that help your decision making when it comes to the serotonin levels, the dopamine levels, and regulating these hormones. That's where the gut really helps. So your gut is like your second brain. And apart from the brain, the next place that you can find neurons is your gut. So mimicking the neurons, the neurons are the messengers. So everything that your body needs, for example, from the breathing, from the blood circulation, from your kidney working, all of this is a message that's happening. And your vagus nerve that we say is the biggest message passing nerve. It's you can think about it like a big postman working around it, like the supply, like an Amazon logistic supply chain, currently supplying and delivering everything that has to be done. So what actually happens is your gut is actually giving information to your brain. So it transmits information, not the other way around. So we've always thought the brain is what sends information, but your gut, as much more other power, where it is also able to send information to your brain. So that's when your brain is able to understand and process information. When we talk about cravings, right, your gut has your microbiome influences a lot to do with it in terms of how you actually look at a particular food, the synthesis of it, the nutrient absorption, the taste and everything. We feel it's a sensory activity, but the sensory activity is actually highly influenced because of your gut. And other than that, the hormones that's actually regulated, it helps in the cognitive ability as well. So next time when you feel that something is off, I can feel it in your gut is actually feeling it, and it's very true to its statement. Yeah.
So AI is transforming healthcare. How are you using AI or digital intelligence at Thirdbiome, from R&D to personalizing health solutions?
That's a great point. And obviously with AI, when we look at AI is a very broader term. But when you try to break it's nothing but a database which is able to understand the information that you're able to provide it, and then it's able to make informed decisions for you. It's basically an array of subsets of data that you're supplying to a machine. That is what we call as machine learning. The machine is starting to learn by itself, and it's able to predict. So that's how we look at AI now. So we don't look at AI as something against it. We've used AI from the get-go of the business. So even in terms of our drug development, AI is used to synthesize the right type of proteins towards drug discovery. It speeds up the process for us in our R&D labs. And the other thing is that we believe in personalization, because even when you go get a clothing, there's different sizes. We've come to 6XL, there's absolutely like 8 different sizes. But why is medication still at a point where there's one fit formula? There's one drug and it's consumed by everyone. Why is personalization, that's something that should be relevant with this industry, our health, not yet available in the market? So that's what we are reimagining. So at Thirdbiome, we've personalized health. And what we've done in personalization is we want you to understand what your body is trying to communicate with you. Because you and me are very different. Our microbiome is different. How we process information, our DNA, everything is different. So it would be really unfair for us to believe that the same solution that I'm consuming is going to work for you as well. So that's where we've used AI to help you understand and help create personalized solution that will work understanding your lifestyle, your symptoms, and then bring out solution.
Do you think the healthcare industry has truly adapted to AI, or are we still scratching the surface of what AI can do for diagnostics and preventive health?
Absolutely. I think the answer to is in two different blocks. Obviously, in India, we have actually started implementing AI in a lot of different modules, but not into a level that has to be acquired yet, because it is also to do with a lot of regulatory frameworks. The regulatory framework for how AI can be used for data, because essentially data in medical field is very personalized and it's highly confidential. So there's a lot of regulatory framework that has to be done. But in terms of how AI can help is that obviously apart from making it easy for the doctors to understand documents, because like in any other field, finding data set is really difficult. But in healthcare, it runs because of data set. Like for example, like right from the time you're born to until like whatever age we are, we have like an array of doctor files just lying around. We document each and everything, every visit that we go to the doctor. But remember, like the next time you go to a doctor, you are not going to be able to carry 10 years of files. That's really impossible, because like obviously our memory and how we work, we wouldn't even know where it's lying around after a year. But imagine if there was a person who was actually acquiring all this information, like 10 years of your health, and then when you go with some sort of an ailment, it's able to understand you better, because like when someone is with you for 10 years, imagine what would be the output. So that's how AI is helping in terms of understanding process and understanding in a way that the diseases that could perhaps like possibly prevail and that you could get in the future. And especially when it comes to cancer diagnosis, AI is accurate, it's time saving. 96% of AI using image framing in predicting cancers when it comes to breast cancer has made significant strides within the market, and it also has significantly accelerated drug discovery, because over the past few years it used to be going into an unknown, but with AI we are able to do a lot more, and India is getting to a place yet, and I think we have a lot more way to get to that point yet.
If a 22-year-old woman dealing with hormonal acne, anxiety, or low energy is listening, what's the one thing you want her to stop doing right now?
So the first thing is like accept it, and I am someone who actually is battling a PCOD, and and I've been in this journey, and I have been in a place where like we use different forms of topical creams, foundation, and all of it, and all these acne marks that you can see in my face itself is because of PCOD, and it's very unpredictable. You don't know like when and what happens, and it's actually, when you see acne, it's not because it's something to do with I can put a cream, I can keep an ice pack, it's going to go with it, because it's not on the outer layer, it's something in depth. It is something to do with your body is essentially trying to ask for a help, and that's where the all that you can see outside is kind of the other process, the reflection of what's actually happening within the body. So when we talk about PCOD, is that the hormonal imbalances, for the insulin. You can think about like a noisy neighbor. Like if a noisy neighbor comes and keeps knocking at your door, maybe 1 or 2, 3 times, 4 times, you will open the door. After that, what will you do? You'll be like no, you won't respond. So that's what's happening with insulin resistance. So your body is producing insulin, but it has nowhere to go, and it has to do with lot of like lifestyle choices. Like every morning, like when we talk about having a breakfast, like some of us drink coffee, tea, or high bread, and we call it a breakfast. So as soon as this coffee gets into the system, your insulin is out there, but it has nothing to really like convert it to. So it's like it keeps banging on the door, and after a point your cells lock it. So what happens is the insulin is just running over there without any place to go, and that's the starting of insulin resistance. So with women, we are hormonal being. For a man, it's a 24-hour cycle. Every 24 hours, a man's body is regulated. For a woman, it takes 25 to 30 days. That's what we call our menstrual cycle. So we have like 4 phases of a hormonal cycle, and each phase has a lot of thing to do with processing our information, how are we feeling. So on the first phases, the luteal phase to the different phases, sometimes we have much more energy, and during the end of the menstrual cycle you feel tired. And even with PCOD, it's much more to do with internally, like the energy fatigue that you get, the high energy that you get in the morning, and sudden low dip. Your body is really thriving, and it doesn't really have the necessary help it wants to get. So get into what first needs to be done. So your gut is a major important role when it comes to it. When your gut is imbalanced, it's like the India-Pakistan border. When the border is opened, that's where all the harmful toxins come together, and it increases the inflammation, and the inflammation is precursor for all of this that is happening. What we say in medical term is the OAT axis, the ovarian axis, the ovarian, thyroid, and the adrenal gland. These 3 are very important to synthesize the entire hormonal cycle. So the very first thing that we have to really think about is what is internally wrong. And internally wrong doesn't mean that something absolutely effective. It's just that it's high time that you start focusing on your health. And the first thing is focus on eating a balanced diet that has to deal with a food that are living. Food that are living is, you can see life in them. We are living organisms, so we also need to consume something that's living. So obviously our pizzas and burgers, and I have done it, all of us have done it, and there's no like hard stop to it, but we got to make intelligent choices. Like we have AI, we have ChatGPT doing everything for us. We have all the right set of information. You just got to know how to ask the right questions.
For young students and aspiring founders, what mindset or skill should they cultivate if they want to build something meaningful in health or biotech?
That's really great. So I think it's most of the time, we've come to a place where solution has become easier. Finding a solution is very easier, but now finding the right question, the problem statement, that's what really matters. So what problem are you essentially trying to really solve? You have to really validate your idea. That's really important. You cannot work on a solution that you believe will create a big difference and you might not have a market for it at all. So it's very essential to find the right problem statement that you have to start working. And with the kind of tech that we are at, it doesn't take weeks and months and years for a product to get developed out there. It just takes few days and hours to put out a product out there. So that's how tech has developed, and you got to use it to the best of your capability. And when it comes to health and AI, it's a minefield of opportunities filled with everything. It could start with finding molecules in drug discovery, and also helping build personalized protocols, understanding a different way that our body is synthesizing. It can start with the biggest concept of understanding how your DNA is synthesizing, even to a point where you're able to understand what diseases a baby can actually have even before it's the fetus is formed and developed. All this is something that's possible. So you have to know where to kind of start. If you have an idea, however crazy it is, there's nothing stopping you. Go about it, validate your idea, and use everything to the best of your capabilities. The research, the people, the ecosystem. Get in touch with founders who are already building businesses in that spectrum, or with leaders, or obviously if you're a uni student, your professors, because there is a lot of help out there that's readily available. You just got to be pretty enough to go for it and validate your idea and go about it.
That was really amazing session, ma'am. So let's get into a fun round, a rapid fire round. Gut or brain? Who's really in charge?
Your gut, for sure.
One food that's secretly your gut's best friend.
Fermented foods.
Okay. AI in healthcare, hype or hope?
Hope.
One gut health myth you wish people would stop believing.
There's a lot of myth that people should stop believing, and first and foremost is that probiotics and prebiotics are something that you can take left and right, but something that I really want people to stop doing is taking antibiotics like it's free candies, because you're doing more harm than any good at all. So stop that. And another gut myth is that prebiotics and probiotics are not going to do any help for you without you understanding where you have to start at. And your gut is much more important. It's just not related to how your stool cycle is. So understand that and give its right importance. And it's high time we start thinking about microbiome and gut in a way that it defines our entire health.
That's really good. I'm sure our users would have gained a lot of insights from you, ma'am. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, guys.